come along with me as I make this quick, easy, healthy dinner in under 30 minutes. My weight loss journey today starts with a quick shake, and the reason for this is it's late in the day and I'm going to be cooking dinner for my son and I, which you're going to see us enjoy later. So I'm going to add frozen peaches, which are 3 points. The Quest shake is 2 points. And then the frozen strawberries, when I put them in the app, they're no points. So we're just going to roll with it. As we've discussed, it's really strange that fresh fruit is free, but frozen is so high. So let me get the shake on. All right, guys, so here I am. I'm going to make a teriyaki meatball stir fry. So I wanted to show you really quick what I'm using before I get started. And these are the inspiration, and you can probably see why I have them. $1, they're normally $4.99. When I bought these, I think I bought like 15 of them. So we haven't tried this recipe. It is from the brand name, and the brand name is Aidells. I know it's covered up with that sticker. It's Aidells is the brand name. And so these are chicken meatballs. They're absolutely delicious. I don't know if you guys have ever tried the Aidells sausages or meatballs, but they're yummy. And so I am following the recipe, but not really following the recipe. So I love to make stir fries to use whatever I have left. And so you guys, if you watch my grocery haul, you saw that I grabbed some broccoli for this recipe tonight. Then I've still got those carrot chips, so I'm going to use some of those in my stir fry. I've got some mushrooms that I'm going to use. I've got a little bit of a red bell pepper that I'm going to use. And I'm thinking about putting some green onion on, but I'm thinking about just putting that on the top raw after it's done because we are going to use a whole onion and some garlic in it. And then our sauce calls for some sugar, which I have back here, and then some soy sauce. I usually buy the less sodium soy sauce just because I like it. Calls for some white wine vinegar. Then it called for ground ginger, but I love fresh ginger, so we're going to be using fresh ginger. Then to thicken it up, we're going to need a little bit of cornstarch. And then, whew, I don't know what that was. Sucking in too much air. And then for my son, I'm going to be making some regular rice for him. And then I'm going to be doing a bag of riced cauliflower. I got this from Sam's Club quite a while ago. It's been in my freezer because the only time, of course, we can get freezer stuff is when we go to a Sam's Club that is multiple hours away. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and get you guys set up, and then you'll come along and cook with me. All right, be right back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to add or make our sauce. So we're going to do some soy sauce. And we're going to do vinegar. So we're going to do 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Perfect. And I will leave the soy sauce out just in case anybody wants to add more. And by anybody, I mean my son or I. Then we're going to do 1/4 cup of white wine vinegar. You could also do rice vinegar if you want. All I have is seasoned rice vinegar, and I didn't know how it was going to be in this recipe. And so just the white wine vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and add that. Put those off to the side. Then we're going to go ahead and add some sugar. Let me get a little whisk here so I can whisk it up. And we're going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar to this sauce. Then we're going to add our ginger to this sauce. But let me whisk this sugar in first. Move everything out of the way. And then I will show you guys, for those of you guys that have never used fresh ginger before, what you do with fresh ginger. So I'm just going to set that aside. I am going to go ahead and I have a serrated peeler, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's actually serrated. Let's see if we do this. Is this the trick that makes it? I don't know. But it's serrated, so it's awesome. Just so you guys know, it is a Pampered Chef one, and I'm not even sure if they still have it, quite honestly. So we're going to go ahead and take that. We're going to take our serrated peeler, and then the other thing that we're going to take is our microplaner. And this is Pampered Chef too, but you can get microplaners all over the place. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to peel my ginger. Now, this ginger cost me 40 cents. I'm not going to use it all right now. I can freeze ginger, you guys. So if you grab this, and just so you guys know, when you see ginger at the store, it's going to be in great big huge what they call hands. And it's going to have multiple what they call fingers. So all you do, you don't have to buy the whole thing. You break off whatever you want. You want to look for something that is firm and, you know, kind of like a potato. If it starts getting mushy, then it's no good. So I've peeled the ginger. You notice I didn't peel the whole thing. And that's because I'm not going to be using it all. And then, of course, I've got my garbage bowl here. I remember watching Rachel Ray years ago, and she had a garbage bowl, and I just thought that was the most amazing idea ever. So now I'm just going to take my ginger, and I'm just going to run it through my microplaner. You could just chop it up at this point if you want, but I like getting my ginger like this right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I like lots of ginger, as does my family. So I just kind of eyeball it. I make one of the best chicken salads that the dressing has fresh ginger in it. And oh my gosh, it's so good. Maybe I'll do that in one of these coming weeks after the pantry challenge is done, because I would need to buy quite a bit of stuff for that recipe. All right, so then you can see if I go ahead and hit it out. And so now with this right here, I'm just going to freeze this, and I will probably peel it before I freeze it just to make my life a little bit easier. And then I'm just going to take this ginger, and we're just going to add it into our sauce. And I don't know, maybe I have a tablespoon there. Like I said, I don't measure it. I just kind of eyeball it. So we're going to let this sauce meld together. We're going to move that off to the side. Then we're going to go ahead and start cutting up some of our vegetables. I'm going to fast forward you guys through the vegetable cutting and let you guys listen to some music. So I'll see you guys when I'm done cutting vegetables. There's all the vegetables that I picked, and like I said, I just used a lot of what we had in the fridge to get it used up. And of course, I could have put like peas in there. I could have put more peppers. I mean, you guys know how stir fries are. You could even use some frozen veggies if you wanted to. All right, so I'm going to move us over to the stove. And we're going to see if we can get this camera set up how we need to so you can see the stir frying. All right, so here's what our meatballs look like after I take the packaging off. So I've got a little bit of olive oil in here. It called for vegetable oil. I usually cook with olive oil. And it tells us to go ahead and add the meatballs and cook those first. And then we're to add the onions and garlic and let those cook down a little bit. I tried to separate my vegetables on my plate here according to how long they would take, but we'll see how well I am at keeping them separated, because we all know that carrots take way longer to cook than mushrooms. So my pan's probably not hot enough yet, but I'm going to go ahead and put my meatballs in there. And we're going to let that come to temperature. Now I'm going to add my carrots, and I'm also going to be adding my broccoli stem. A lot of people don't use the broccoli stem, and you'll see that I didn't use all of it, but that's what the broccoli slaw that I got on the one grocery haul is made out of. And it's super yummy. It adds great crunch. So, like I said, I got these a little bit too close, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting them in there, but we're going to let this cook down a little bit more. And then I'll add the bell peppers to it. And last, we will add the broccoli and the mushrooms. So now, the recipe told me to mix 1 teaspoon of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water. So I am going to follow that direction and see what it looks like. I think that looks like a pretty good mixture of vegetables that have cooked down. You can tell my broccoli's still going to be crunchy, which I really like. I'm okay with that. So let's let this cook down a little bit more. And you can hear doggies that want in. So I'll go let the dogs in. I think that still seems kind of thin. So I'm going to leave the lid off, and maybe I was supposed to do that. Maybe I didn't read that part of the recipe. So I want my sauce a little bit thicker, so I'm going to put some more cornstarch in there. See if that will thicken it up there. Because I want it a little bit thicker. Oh yeah. Do you guys see the difference already since I added that second batch? Alright guys, that is our dinner tonight. I will let you guys know what the points is because I have not figured it out yet. I told you guys that one of the reasons why I wanted to do Weight Watchers was so that I could cook whatever family meal I wanted to cook for my family, and then I could figure out how much of it I could eat. So I will show you guys what the points are in just a little bit. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye. And here is the finished product. My son is eating it over rice. I will be using cauliflower rice. And then, of course, if he wants to, he can add a little bit of soy sauce, but that's up to him. So here is my bowl, and I've got cauliflower rice. I've got 3/4 of a cup of cauliflower rice, which was free. And then when I input the recipe ingredients, the Aidells meatballs and a few other things, you know, all the vegetables had no points. So this came to 7 points for a serving. So I'm super excited. It's lower point than I thought it was going to. The Aidells meatballs, for 3 of them, are 5 points. And so, of course, then by adding the sugar added a little bit, the cornstarch added a little bit, and the soy sauce actually added a tiny, tiny bit, because for 1/4 of a cup, it was 1 point. So this is what I'm going to eat. I'm not sure if I need anything more than this, so I'm just going to roll with this, and then we'll see. I'm thinking about having my sugar-free Jell-O that I took a couple bites of last night, though, with this. All right, guys. I wanted to show you really quickly how I do the ginger, just so you know. Right here. That's it. So, let me put it on the counter here so you guys can see. All I did was I peeled the ginger and I put it into a Ziploc bag, and then I labeled it. And I just put the date on it. So I will be able to thaw this and use it. If it's frozen, I can just chop it up and add it into things. It's absolutely amazing. If you guys don't use fresh ginger, you're missing out. Such an amazing flavor. And so what I do, since this is just a regular sandwich bag, is I go ahead and I try to wrap it multiple times within the bag, kind of, so I feel like it protects it more. I don't know if it does or not. And then I just put it in my door right here where I've got any spices. Like I told you guys, I've got this chopped basil, and I also have the cilantro. So I know if I'm looking for anything like that, that's where it's going to be. All right, guys. I will see you when I show you my last meal / snack of the day. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. Just so you guys know, it's 10 p.m. I'm not working tonight, obviously. And I'm not hungry yet because that teriyaki meatball stir fry was amazing. I will link the Aidells recipe for you guys, and I'll let you know about it. So this is what I really wanted to have for my final meal of the day. I even scanned it to see how much it was. A cup of Apple Jacks was 5 points, and a cup of milk added to it would be another 5 points. I don't know if I'd actually use a full cup, maybe half a cup, but so that was 10 points possibility for Apple Jacks. then I quickly came to my senses because I knew if I ate this that I was going to be hungry before long. So this is what I actually made for my final meal of the day. So I went ahead and took a sandwich then, and those are 4 points. And of course, now that I've got my bread, I probably won't buy these again, but when I bought those, that's all I had, and I'm not going to waste anything. And then I've got BLTs is what I've got. So I've got 3 pieces of turkey bacon for 3 points, lettuce and tomato, which are free, spicy mustard, which is free, Miracle Whip, which is 1, and then I've got some pickled asparagus that I pickled myself, a couple cutie oranges, and a sugar-free pudding. So we have got, for the sandwich, we've got 4 for the bread, 1 for the Miracle Whip, 3 for the bacon, and then for the snack pack, we've got 2. So I believe this is a 10-point choice compared to this. So remember, life is all about choices. I knew that this was going to fill me up much better. So we definitely had a win for the final meal of the day. And I will let you guys know where my points ended up as well as my steps. Talk to you guys soon. Okay, everyone. So I used every single point today, 23 of 23. And I did make a mistake and forget the oil in my lunch. So breakfast was 5 points, like I told you guys. Peaches showed 3, shake 2. Then for my lunch, the stir fry is 7. I added the oil in just as, because I forgot. Then my dinner total was 10 points, like I told you guys. And that's it for the day. Now my steps. Here are my steps. I forgot to finish stepping, so I almost made my goal. I lost track of time. You guys have an amazing night, day, whatever time it is. Bye, guys.
Hold on, girl, now wait just a minute. I've got something to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit